We have some news just coming in. Let's go straight to these developments. There is no end to Khalistani rampage abroad. Indian High Commissioner blocked from entering Gurudwara. A group of radical British Sikh activists prevented the Indian High Commissioner to the UK, Vikram Doraiswamy, from entering a Gurudwara in Scotland on Friday. A pro-Khalistan Sikh activist told them some of them found out that Doraiswamy had a meeting planned with the Gurudwara committee of the Glasgow Gurudwara on Albert Drive. Gaurav Sawant, our managing editor, is getting us more details on that big story. Gaurav, explain to us what really happened there. It does appear that Khalistani mob are essentially on a rampage in different other countries outside of India.
So, Sneha, Vikram Doraiswamy, India's High Commissioner to England, who was in Edinburgh, and he was invited to the Gurudwara in Glasgow. Now, just a couple of, these radical Khalistani elements, they reached that Gurudwara, they had langar, and the moment the Indian High Commissioner, Vikram, to Gurudwara, some of these radicals, they tried to stop his entry to the Gurudwara. Now, do keep in mind that some of these elements are not just radical Khalistanis. Some of them in the past have been found to have been involved in activities, which are illegal. So, the discretion is the better part of valor, and the High Commissioner of Security decided it wasn't safe perhaps for him to be there, given the activities of these radicals, and that is why his vehicle was quickly moved away from an invitation. Do remember, it was an invitation that was extended to the Indian High Commissioner to have langar there while he was in Edinburgh. So he travelled to Glasgow. But this just shows there's an intense fight with these Khalistanis trying to take control of various Gurudwaras. And this isn't just restricted to the United Kingdom, whether it's in Scotland or in England or even in Canada. Even in Italy, there are reports that some of these radical elements are trying to take control of Gurudwaras, because that is the control of money, that is the control of power, and there is an intense struggle. Khalistanis want to take control of the Gurudwara so that they control the money, they control, and that is how they get political patronage. So this is what is happening. This is what India is sensitizing, strategic partners, whether it's Canada or the United States or the United Kingdom. India is trying to sensitize them that you cannot shield fugitives from law or radical elements in your country who are inimical to your strategic partner, Sneha.
Gaurav, essentially this is yet another instance of the Khalistanis, trying to take control of the situation and also bullying us. Essentially, what is the Indian government saying about this entire incident? But this time around, it's not Canada, it's Scotland.
So you've actually hit the nail on its head. This is bullying tactics. Now, these people adopt these bullying tactics because there is no fight back. The moment you fight back against a bully, the bully retreats. And that is exactly what Government of India is doing when a process has started to identify such elements. In case they are either Indian passport holders or OCI holders, OCI card holders, if they are people of Indian origin and they want to return to India, a list is being drawn out. They will be put, at least as far as India is concerned, it remains to be seen whether they'll be stopped from coming to India, whether properties of Khalistani elements will be seized. Do remember Gurpatwant Singh Pannu's properties have been seized in Punjab, and he's someone who was threatening Hindus in Canada, and yet Justin Trudeau government has taken no action against him. Neither has the Biden administration, and this is where India is asking these questions. United States is a strategic partner. Canada claims to be a strategic partner, and in case you are strategic partners, how are fugitives from law in India flourishing in your country? And clearly terrorism and secessionism is not free speech, especially when they're threatening violence. A threat to violence does not constitute part of free speech. That's the point India has been making. That's the point India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, made in Canada, in the United States on Canada even yesterday.
Well, absolutely. I'm going to thank you, Gaurav, for getting us up to speed with that. Essentially, a group of radical British Sikh activists prevented Indian High Commissioner to the UK, Vikram Doraiswamy, from entering a Gurudwara in Scotland. I'm going to now go across to Anisha Mathur, who is in Surrey, in Canada, where right outside the Gurudwara, posters in fact, that were supposed to be taken down by the administration have not been taken down. Essentially, Canada is not showing the intent that India wants to see. Anisha.
Clearly, Sneha, we're seeing this kind of radical element trying to assert its dominance, not just in Canada here, but as Gaurav said, in multiple countries, including England, Scotland, and other countries. I'm right now outside the Indian consulate in Vancouver, which has been the subject of protest recently, which has also seen a lot of threats in the last few months. What we've been told, and what the External Affairs Minister also very recently pointed out, is that the consulate staff, along with the ordinary people, ordinary Indians in Canada, are a very, very worried lot. Very recently, we've seen those posters. We've been reporting on that in the Surrey Guru Nanak Gurudwara. There's a poster up. In fact, what is interesting is what the people here have told me. The people in Surrey and in Vancouver are telling us that the poster that we saw, that the poster that we've been reporting on, is only the tip of the iceberg. That posters had been set up in a lot of places in Surrey, including on the roads in general, and it took a lot of complaints from Surrey residents, from the consulate, and from worried citizens for the authorities to take action. And that is something that multiple people here that I've spoken to have flagged, that the government authorities, the police authorities, the municipal authorities in Canada seem to be slow to take action. And that is apart from what the External Affairs Minister has said over the last 2 days, it is also something that clearly the people in Surrey, in Vancouver, in Brampton, in Toronto, in Mississauga, multiple cities across Canada are telling us the same thing, that the authorities are not taking action promptly, that it seems that because of the vote bank politics that is going on, because very small vote percentages can change the outcome of elections in Canada. That is something that seems to be a factor around here, and that is something that is worrying Indians living in Canada a lot. That despite the fact that most of the population of Sikhs, of Hindus, of Muslims and other religions is opposing the radical Khalistani element, they are still worried about coming right out openly criticizing them, and that is something that is becoming a very critical factor